Today, we'll be discussing theater terms and concepts.
Theater is fun and exciting for actors, technicians, and of course, the audience. Since there is nothing quite like live performance, there are also many unique terms and concepts. Today, we are going to explore some of the terms and ideas unique to theater. We'll begin with blocking. Blocking is movement instructions for actors. Every cross, every entrance, and every line is scripted, either by the director, the actor, the author, or a combination of all of them. This leads us to cross. It's simply movement from one place to another on stage. There is also a countercross. A countercross is a small cross by one actor in the opposite direction of the cross by another actor. Just as we say counterclockwise, we say countercross. Observe this example of countercross.
This is Kurt and Amy, and they're going to demonstrate a countercross. As Kurt crosses, Amy makes a slight cross in the opposite direction. Now they'll demonstrate what it would look like without the countercross, and you can see for yourself it's a little less interesting and makes no connection between the characters. Way to go, guys!
One important thing to remember is never cross without a purpose. No one moves somewhere for no reason. They have a reason, even if it's boredom, if it's interest, if it's anger, if it's frustration. Whatever the reason, there is a purpose behind that cross. General rule is to never cross without a purpose when on stage. Next, let's talk about entrances and exits. An entrance, or to enter, is when the audience becomes aware of the actor. So it's not simply when the actor walks on stage. You could be standing on stage behind a set piece. If the audience is not aware of you, you have not made an entrance. You could also be off stage. If your character were to scream on the side of the stage, the audience would become aware of you, and though you are not seen, you have made an entrance. Just as it's important to never cross without a purpose, it's also important to enter coming from somewhere. Now, of course, you come from somewhere, but in this instance, we're talking about the emotional place that actor is coming from. Wherever the character happens to be when he enters, the emotional state must enter with him, both physically and emotionally.
When entering and exiting, there's one extremely important thing to remember: sightlines. The stage rule for sightlines is simple. If you can see the audience, they can see you. Before it's time for an actor to enter, it's important they remember to position themselves out of the audience's view. When exiting, you must remain in character until you are out of the audience's line of sight. In this example, as we approach the stage, we see no actor. If we move to the house right seating, we still can see no actors. Actors are paying close attention to sight lines. As we move to the house left seating, we see an actor appear. This actor is not observing the sight lines. As we move above the stage, we can see that there are actually actors on both sides of the stage. One observing sightline rules, the other one is not. It's extremely important to think of sightlines while waiting in the wings. An actor's face conveys a character's emotion. For this reason, it's vital for the audience to be able to see an actor's face. For this reason, actors try to stay open to the audience. Staying open is standing on the stage so most of the audience can see most of your face most of the time. This requires actors to cheat out. To cheat out is to turn slightly towards the audience, to remain open. It's important for actors to work together to make this appear natural. If an actor stands in a way that is difficult for the audience to see their face, this is called being closed, or closed off from the audience. A director will often be heard telling actors to open up or to cheat out, or alert an actor when they are closing off to the audience. One way for an actor to make certain they remain open is to utilize their upstage limb, using the arm or leg farthest from the audience in order to stay open.
Here we see two actors. One is using their upstage arm, which keeps them open to the audience when placing the briefcase on the table. The other is using their downstage arm, which closes them off from the audience. This would also be true in almost any instance. If a character is simply tying their shoe, using their upstage foot will keep them open to the audience. An imaginary wall exists between the audience and the performers on stage, the fourth wall. While there are three natural walls surrounding an actor, there is a fourth wall that we can't see, the one between the actor and the audience. This is why actors don't look directly at the audience. However, there are times when characters in a story may speak directly to the audience. This is called breaking the fourth wall. In this instance, actors remain in character but demonstrate an awareness of the audience. Popular instances of this can be found on shows like The Office and Fuller House. Here is one of the best known instances of breaking the fourth wall.
I'll be home at 6 sharp. If you need anything, call.
We love you, sweetie.
Call if you need us.
They bought it.
One important thing to remember about breaking the fourth wall is that the actor is still the character while speaking to the audience. When an actor fails to continue to be the character, this is called breaking character. This is a failure by the actor. It is important for actors to remain in character at all times. There are times when it is incredibly difficult to stay in character, particularly if something goes wrong with another actor, prop, or set piece. In this instance, actors may have to improvise. Improvisation is when an actor remains in character but has to make up the story for a short time until the problem is corrected. There is actually a type of theater called improvisational theater, where the entire story is made up based on specific characters or situations. Today we've discussed blocking, cross, countercross, staying open, entrances and exits, cheating out, improvisation, and the fourth wall. This is a terrific beginning to learn the fun and exciting world that is theater.